Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I want to talk about what's next for Terra Luna Classic. Some exciting updates on the Binance burns, staking, and the USTC repeg efforts. So let's break down what's next for this project and what it means for you. Now, when it comes to the Binance burns, first let's start with the latest move. So Binance, as you guys may or may not know, actually burns LUNC every month, and this time they actually burned 1.14 billion LUNC tokens, and that's over 64 billion tokens burned so far, reducing the supply and helping price action. On top of that, Terra Luna Classic has actually, as it stands right now, it's about 6.7 trillion tokens, and the staking ratio is about 15.3%. Now, staking remains key to driving demand as more tokens are removed from circulation. And we can actually go to CoinMarketCap and actually see price action, how even for the year is up 38%. For the month, 19%. And for the day, well, with everything tanking, it's no surprise. But in any case, so when it comes to the USTC repeg efforts, there's two main proposals. These proposals that are on the horizon, and this could actually lead to a clash or a collaboration between both. Both of them actually aim to return USDC to the $1 peg, the magical $1 peg. Now, will they be able to pull it off? I don't know. But the question is, can the community actually afford to follow both plans, or are they going to have to settle for one? It's definitely a critical moment right now, and infighting and delays could actually ruin this opportunity, especially with the halving cycle that we're in right now. And this wouldn't be the first time where there's been a lot of infighting. I know a lot of communities go through it, but then again, we've lost a lot of good people along the way. So the community has been trying to find their ground one way or another. And they've seemed to hit a stride and actually find a balance. Now, the most interesting thing about the proposal, at least the one that I think it's very promising, it's called the ceramic repeg. Well, not necessarily ceramic repeg, but it comes from Ceramic, led by Plastic Digits team. And they actually propose swapping USDC to a new token that would be called USCY. And they would do so at a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, the best part of that is that USCI will actually keep the same contract address, and this would ensure basically a seamless transition on centralized exchanges, especially Binance. And their plan includes over-collateralizing the token, aiming to avoid the pitfalls that were caused by Anchor Protocol and Mirror's collapse, if you guys are familiar with that. Let's talk about the collateralized market module. Now, about the CMM module, where USCY would be backed by a diversified basket of assets. Now, this mechanism would actually ensure stability by preventing under collateralization. And if USCY, for example, becomes 85% under collateralized, minting would basically stop until stability is actually restored, while over collateralizing would allow for control minting over 5 years. And this would benefit both the stakers and the validators. Now, why is this so important? Well, let's go back to the all-time high. This is why it would be so important, because meaning if there's an issue, if there's a problem again, it wouldn't mint tokens into infinity and actually collapsing by diluting the entire supply. It would actually be a fail-safe, which is basically what we would need. So this is why I actually like that, and I think it's worth a shot. So there's a nice little website that I actually like. There's a really good YouTuber out there called Happy Catty Crypto. Basically, I don't know if it's just him and someone else actually runs this website, which I give kudos because it has a lot of the stuff you need. Now, a lot of people talk about Terra Luna Classic being a dead chain, But if you actually look at the statistics, 128,000 wallets hold 100,000 lung tokens or more without counting what's on the CEXs. 42,000 wallets, give or take, hold at least a million lunk. About 6,000 wallets hold 10 million lunk. And there's about 711 wallets that hold 100 million tokens. Now, there's about 115 that hold a billion tokens. So it has all the metrics that you would need. And actually, it goes above and beyond. So I applaud his work. This is none of my doing. This is from a YouTuber called Happy Cat Crypto that you guys will probably know in the space. He does some great content. So I would actually suggest you go and watch him because he's been here from the start, from when the very DPEG started. Because look, you can even go into the top burners here and you would see how Binance is actually top burner. Fee collector. There's a funny one. Lunatics token. If you guys remember back in the day, we had very high hopes for those guys, but it didn't work. But in any case, it's still going. You also have metrics for USTC. You can also see, well, you can delegate with this guy if you want. So top holders, top burners, statistics, the dashboard. You can see people who are actually burning. Somebody just burned today. Well, a bunch of people did. Whether it's something small or bigger amounts. I mean, this is something to be applauded because the community is still active. You can also look at balances. You can actually look at the volume. And you can see that this is far from being a dead chain. Okay? You can look at this. And there's real love for this community. So, let's be honest. A dead chain, it is not. Now, so the governor's proposal for this repeg will open after the October 31st TFL burn. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, I know there's a shuttle bridge that's supposed to be closed due to the court ruling that actually states that all assets that are not transferred out of the bridge that was open would need to be burned by TFL. So this is where the community will actually decide between these two proposals, and it's a crucial choice. And the Terra Classic community needs to rally behind one strong direction. You know, we can't have any infighting. And I say we because I still hold a bag. It's not necessarily considerable, but I hold a couple million Terra Luna Classic tokens. So I hold them just because, you know, they always say don't marry your tokens. But I actually made a killing during the DPEG event. And I honestly want to see if this could be one of those stories where the Phoenix rises again. And if not, I will go down in the blaze of glory if this doesn't work. But it still has heart. It just needs to find its way. Now, again, we just can't afford to have confusion of infighting for two different paths. So when it comes to community unity and the bigger picture, now the challenge, as I said before, is not just technical. It's about unity. Now this cycle is going to wait for no one. And we already see today how the war news actually started. And, you know, the situation with Israel and the situation with Iran, the market's freaking out, and market makers actually taking advantage of this and making a killing by liquidating people up and down the chain. You know, we need to act now. And if both of the teams that are actually proposing these plans, if they can set aside differences, and I would argue they need to combine their efforts, we could have a better chance of success. Now, my message to the developers would be to let's not do what we did in the past. Isn't that the definition of insanity, to keep doing the same thing over and over when you know it doesn't work? So why don't we work together? Let's get this done. Restore USTC in whatever form that takes. Now, again, I know this video is not for everyone. It's for a very specific audience. But I honestly felt like making this video because it's important. There's still a lot of very dedicated holders out there, and they deserve better. And I'm going to try to see what I can do to actually help out wherever I can. In any case, what do you think is next for Terra Luna Classic? Now, with Binance actually continuing burns, staking actually solidifying, the USDC repeg on the table, it's hard to argue that, against serious momentum, because we actually do have that right now. But it's only going to happen if the community unites. So, if you're actually a Terra Classic holder, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you find some value in my content. And you can wait for the next update. Take care.